Now we're going. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. The stuff that I had today was, what did I call it? Expectations and results. That's what I call it. Expectations and results. I do have some cool stuff, and I'm going to show you today. But before I get into all that, I have to go through this initial stuff first. Okay. The initial stuff. If you haven't taken a trial with us and you want to take a trial, click on this button right here. This is at tvtrades.com. Right, just go to tvtrades.com, tv-trades.com. Click on this, or you just scroll down to the bottom. Either way, the cost. There's a 3-day free trial, of course, and it's $25 a week after that, $90 a month if you want, or $9.97 a year. This is a 10% discount over that, and this is like a 23% discount over that. If you want to upgrade from this one to this one, or from this one to this one, or from this one to this one, just let me know. All right. If you're already joined and you want to go to a different plan to save some money, that is fine. You just have to let me know, okay? And we'll figure it out so it works out the best for all of us. All right. So I didn't actually bring up the other website yet, but I'm going to bring that up right now. If you go to targetviewtrades.com, you can take the trial here too. Same thing. You can take the trial here too if you want to. But when you do take this, now this is something that may be changing, but for right now, we'll just say when you take, to get the access to the charts and stuff like that, you have to have the charting platform. All right. If you don't have TradingView charts, you have to get TradingView charts, and to get that, you can go here to Getting Charts. Watch this. It's like a 3-minute video or something like that. Oh, it actually takes you right here to this page. All right, so I'll tell you how to get the charts. That was from Target View Trades, right? It was this one here. It was from Target View Trades, Getting Charts. Click on that. It's going to bring you right here. Click Monthly. Essential give you 2 charts. Plus will give you 4 charts at once. Plus also gives you they all give you custom range bars, which is what I use all the time. But the Plus will give you 100 price alerts. The Essential only gives you 20 price alerts, and Technical alerts 120. Technical and price alerts are what we use to trigger a lot of the alerts. They're called alerts. We use technical alerts. That's what all of the things that I have are technical alerts. So just so you know, that is it. When you do this, you're going to have to get real-time data. Okay, data is dirt cheap. It's like $7 a month. You know, it used to be super expensive back in the day when I started out. I used to pay like $500 a month for data. When I was using it was what was it? TradeStation. Back in the time, back in like 2005 when futures was new and everything. They used to rip us off completely. But anyway, to get the real-time data, you can go to the setup video right here. In the first 2 minutes, it tells you how to do this. I'm going to show you how right now, but in the first 2 minutes, it tells you how to do this from the setup video from targetviewtrades.com setup video. All right. All you have to do is go here. Whenever you get your TradingView login ID, go to TradingView. Go up here, choose this, and choose accounts and billing like this. And when that loads this up, you need to do one thing. This group right here, the CME, CBOT, CIMEX, NYMEX, COMEX, NYMEX group, that's if you're going to trade futures. If you're not trading futures, you don't really have to do this. If you're not trading futures, you don't have to do that. You don't have to pay for the data. All right, they'll give you good enough data for what we use if you're not trading futures. Okay, but if you're trading futures, you got to pay the $7. All right. Let's go back here. I'll bring this back up, and we'll get into some of the stuff, some of the basic stuff that I wanted to show to you guys. Is anybody in here for the first time today? Do you have any first timers here? Anybody? I want to know because I don't want to skip over anything that anybody needs clarification on. So I'm just looking in here, and I think there may be 1 or 2 that are in here for the first time. So I will have to go through this stuff just a little bit. Okay. Now, the namesake, TV Trades. This is just a regular QQQ chart with nothing on it. Okay, and if you're trading futures, you can do it with an NQ chart. Okay, if you do NQ and use the Z contract, I trade the NQ on a 31 range during the morning session that I do every day. So I'll put that on a 31 range. And my reasons for that, I use range bars all the time. Range bars are the best. I won't get into that right now, but if you want me to get into that, I will. But range bars are better than every other kind of bar because they give you more information and you can be proactive with them. Okay? I mean, most people are used to using minute bars like 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute. They're good. I mean, you get some information from them. You get the open, high, low, close, all that stuff. You know how long it's going to take for the bar to close, but you don't know where it's going to close. You don't know when it's going to close. Well, you do know when it's going to close. You don't know where it's going to close, whether it's going to close at the top or the bottom or in the middle. You don't know if it's going to be an up close or a down close. You don't have any of that information. And with range bars, you do. I said I wasn't going to get into it, but I did anyway. So this is just a basic chart. See that right there? We're going to get into that. That right there. We're going to get into that. And look, there's an NQ one too. A reversal buy. Are you excited? That's the new stuff. I started showing you that last week. I started showing you, and I got a lot of it done. I mean, some of it I just wrapped up this morning at not this morning, this afternoon at like 1 o'clock this afternoon. I got some things to work. So it's a work in progress, but it's going to be awesome when it's done. Okay, so back to the range bars. All right, so I like to use range bars because I know how big every bar is every bar is the same size. They're all exactly the same size. And range bars have to close at the top or at the bottom to get to the next bar. So I know ahead of time that it's not going to go to another bar unless it closes at the top or it closes at the bottom. And if it closes at the bottom, well, I know ahead of time if that's going to satisfy the rules for a trade setup. And I know where it's going to close ahead of time, if it's going to close at the bottom or if it's going to close at the top. I know that all ahead of time. So I can be proactive with my order. Okay? That is why I use range bars. Now this chart has nothing on it. Nothing at all. So if I were to come in here and just go to indicators, if you were to come in brand new, not knowing anything about TV trades, and you just want to put the TV trades on like that, you click it one time, it's going to land on the chart, and you have long trades. On whatever time frame you choose, you have long trades. And it's going to come up with the default table that gives you targets, it gives you a stop, it gives you how big the stop is in points, it gives you where the entry is exactly, and how big the stop is exactly, where the first targets, second targets, third targets, all that stuff are. Okay, now this is on the 31 range. You can do this on any time frame. If you want to do it on a 5 minute, then you'll do it on a 5 minute. Okay, by default it only comes up with long trades, and you can see today was a pretty big down day, so there's not going to be, well, for the NQ anyway. I didn't think it was a big down day, but I guess it is. So it's not going to have a lot of long trades here, and this is what it looks like on a 5 minute chart. Right? Again, you don't know anything about the 5 minute chart bars. Like, I didn't know this bar was going to be this big. Why wasn't it that big or that big? And why wasn't it blue like that one? You don't know anything about the bars when you go into different types of bars like that. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm trying to get out of that. But this is what it looks like by default. All right. It doesn't have the short trades on. But to put the short trades on, all you have to do is come here and click this button, and then it'll put the short trades on too. Alright, so it's going to populate with the short trades right there. Areas to sell. Alright, and so that's all you have to do. If you just want to put the basic stuff on, that's all you have to do. Now, sometimes you're going to get things flipping back and forth pretty close like these right here. If you want to trade in one direction, mainly in one direction, just enable the bias. Alright, and what that does is it will only give you short trades below the 233 simple moving average and only give you long trades above the 233 simple moving average. You see, like the 233 must be passing right between these two right here. Because over here the 233 was below, and over here it probably passed up like this because it got up above here. And so it's not giving any long trades through here anymore, it's only giving short trades. And over here, when it was below it, it was only giving long trades. You see what I mean? Okay. That's how you turn that on. Now, if you end up missing a trade, because this can take a long time, like this one right here, if this trade triggered here this morning, and this is on a 5 minute, but this trade triggered this afternoon, I guess at 12:50, and if you had this on and you missed that trade, you're not going to get another one until it changes and goes in the opposite direction and comes back. All right, if you have this red one, it's going to stay red until it goes blue and then comes back to red, like this right here. You had this red one, it went blue, didn't give a trigger, didn't give a trigger, came back to red, did give a trigger, did give a trigger. And so that's how it goes. So there was a request for me to create this thing called the mid-trend trade that allows you to get into the trades. If you miss the first one, you can get in again in the middle. All right. These black arrows that you see right here, they are little alerts that you can set that will let you know ahead of time that you're likely to have a trade coming up. You're also going to get alerts ahead of time before these show up. These arrows right here, the blue ones and the red ones. Most of the time, you're going to get notification ahead of time that you're going to get that arrow. Okay, most of the time, you get a notification ahead of time that you're going to get that. All right, not all the time, but most of the time. Like this one right here, didn't give you a notification. This one did right here. This one did. This one here, you didn't get any notification on this one. If you have like a red bar on a blue background or a blue bar on a red background, red bar on blue, you get a notification there. Red bar on blue, you get a notification there. Blue on a red right here, you get a notification there. Blue on a red there, you get a notification there. You're also going to get it in here. Not every bar is going to trigger the trade, so you got to wait until the trade actually triggers for that. Okay? Alright. So I'm covering all the basic stuff with TV trades. Alright? You can show target lines on the chart for the targets that are described inside this table. You see it'll show the lines on the chart for you if you want to see the lines on the chart. And draw them on there for you. Okay? You can have the risk reward in here in the table itself. If you don't know what the risk reward is and you want to see, typically you want this risk reward number to be 1 or greater. So what that's saying is that after this last arrow, this last red arrow right here, it said the short entry on this was 653.75, right? 653.75. Is that right? Yeah, okay, it was the close of the bar. 653.75, the close of the bar is what it was, not the low. And the stop, the initial stop, is going to be above the prior swing high if that happens to be higher than this bar. If it's not higher than this bar, then then it's going to be, if it's higher than this bar, it's not the prior swing high, it's the prior bar high. If it's higher than this bar, it's going to be that. If it's not higher than this bar, it's going to be the high of this bar. In this case, I think the high was just a little bit higher on this bar. So that's where your stop's going to be. Okay? And what the risk reward is it's actually reward over risk. It's the difference between your entry point and the first target divided by the entry point and the stop. Okay? It's the difference of those two things. Look, another one. It's a put, 591.99 with a target 591.33. I'll explain all that in a little bit. But let's, oops, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. That's just the basic stuff. That's, you get the risk reward, and it's based on the last blue or red arrow. Okay. Now, another thing that you can do with all this, if you don't know, with time-based charts, you can do the market replay. If you want to go back and see what it looks like when you want to watch it in real time, you can do all that if you want to. With time-based charts, you can do that. You can't do it with the range bars. But, so I covered all that. Now, what else did we have inside here? Pivot look back. You can draw the pivot labels on the pivots if you want to. If you want to see that, that's where the table gets filled up from those. In here you can do a bunch of different things. We have the hot tip longs and hot tip shorts. What that suggests is that if you turn them on, it suggests that if you have a hot tip, that the market's going to run a little extra on that hot tip. All right, that's what that is about. Now, let me shut all that off, and let's just go. Now, let's just shut the TV trades off altogether. Okay, I'll take that one off, and we'll just put the sniper on. Now, there are some new things in here with the sniper, and the sniper has the same kind of range, same kind of table in here, but the sniper has to be on a range chart. It's called a range sniper for a reason. It's got to be on a range chart. All right, otherwise you're not going to get very many very many opportunities. So we'll put this on a range chart. Now this is still the NQ, so I'm going to put it back on the 31 range because I like that one. And what the sniper is telling you is when when you have high probability trades that are pullback trades in the trend, okay? You have high probability pullback trades in the trend. That's what the sniper is telling you, okay? And the sniper has some features in it that there's some features that you don't even know about yet that I added recently. And this is all going to play into it's all going to play into the stuff that's popping up over here, as you will see. Inside here now, if you go down here, there's a prior high and prior low. If you add that on, what it does is it tells you, when you're in a trade, when you're in any trade, let me do it this way. When you get into any trade, what you expect, the first thing that you expect is that price is going to get to the prior swing high or prior swing low, right? That's what you expect. And you guys remember the diamond principle, right? And so what you expect really is that it's going to do that and then double it, like it did right here. That's what you expect. If you have a good follow through in any market, that's what you expect to have happen. Okay, so it's conceivable to say that if you had an entry right here, this could be a target right there, your initial target, right? Make sense? So I added that. That is inside the range sniper. Now oops, I thought I added inside the TV trades too. Let me see if I did. I don't know if I did. I was doing this. I had a lot going on, and I think I meant to do it. I don't know if I did do it. It doesn't look like I did. No, pivot highs and lows. No. I will add it to the TV trades. And there's another thing that I have in the sniper that I'm also going to add to the TV trades. Let me just click on this again and see if I did add anything in here for that. Bias level, targets, text, draw, look back. No, I didn't. Okay, well that'll be in next week's delivery. But what the other thing that the sniper has that I don't have anywhere else, and this, is he in here? He's not. All right. Well, he was asking for this for weeks, for like a month. This is going to go with the range trigger when I get the range trigger up here. So let me finish talking about the sniper first, okay? The sniper has the same things, the risk reward, the target lines on the chart, the bias level, has all those same things. You can change the color of the table. That was one of the things I did by default, is I changed the color of the table in here for the shorts to yellow because it's just easier to see than the red. I added the prior high and prior low stuff in here to help you identify the prior high and prior low stuff. And I added it so that you can see it with your own eyes if you want to, but I added it for another reason too. And you'll see that in a minute. You did see it popping up over here a few minutes ago. But that is the sniper. Now there's also the aggressive sniper. Now this sniper should happen on the pivot bar. All right, when it does happen, it should happen on the pivot bar. The aggressive sniper should happen after the pivot bar. Okay, and you'll see that. The aggressive sniper should happen after the pivot bar, like the bar after it. Okay, and you can see it is much more aggressive. There are a lot more aggressive sniper trades than there are just regular pivot sniper trades. Okay, and it's all good stuff. Everything is really good and it gives you a ton of opportunity. And this is on the NQ. Now, my thing with see this right here, the numbers there, saying call would be a buy, 91.55 to 92.71. What that's saying? I'll get to that in a few minutes. So my thing is that you get in there, you make your money for the day, and you stop trading. But if you wanted to trade a lot, then you have all this to use for your trading. There's a ton of trade opportunities that are going to happen if you use the aggressive sniper. There's a ton of trade opportunities going to happen if you use just the regular sniper. There's enough trade opportunities if you just use the TV trades. Now remember, this stuff is all going with the trend once the trend has begun. The sniper is. All right. The TV trades is usually at the beginning of the trend. This is more at the beginning of the trend, where the sniper is going to be. The sniper is going to be, once the trend has begun, it's going to be on the pullbacks within the trend. All Right? You see how this starts right here at the beginning of the trend, right here at the beginning, and right here at the beginning, where the sniper is going to be everything in between. There, 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 there. All these things in between is the sniper. Okay. Okay, 320. I'm doing pretty well. I don't see any questions coming in. Do you guys have any questions at this point? Does anybody have any questions at this point? I don't see questions coming in. All right, so I want to say the TV trades range trigger. This can be a thing all by itself. All right. Now, when you're with the trend, you want to use the range trigger coming out of the overbought or out of the oversold with the trend to be your entry criteria to get into the trade. Okay. Now you can identify the trend any way you want, but there is something that's built into the sniper right here. If we turn this on, and let's just shut off all the other things, and we'll make this 777. Okay, and we can even go in here and shut off the colors. Actually, I kind of want to leave the colors on. Okay, so see, this is kind of color coded now. When you have a red background and you come out of the overbought, that's usually going to be an okay time to trade. If you're coming off a lower swing or a higher swing, if you have a blue background, you come out of the oversold, that's usually going to be an okay time to trade. It's best if you can see all the lines in the ribbon. You don't have to be able to see that. You know, the color is pretty good, but if you're going long, you want the white to be on top, and if you're going short, you want the black to be on bottom. Okay, you want to clearly be able to see that. The white on top and the black on bottom. This is another new thing that I built in. So I don't know if you guys are even keeping track of the new stuff. There's that, which we haven't gotten to yet. The trigger, which I haven't changed. I don't want to change the trigger. The trigger is great just like it is. But when you use it with the trend is identified by the colors in the background, or you can use the ribbon right here if you want to use that. Now, I don't know if you saw how I put that on. Right here in Snipe Filter, I made it 777. Any other number, it won't be there. Okay, it's taking a second to go away. There it goes. It won't be there. Okay, it's repainting right now. It's going to put the background colors on there too in a minute, I think. But it should put the background colors back on. Well, anyway, that is part of the sniper. All right, and that coupled with what you have going on down here in the TV Trades range trigger identifies great trading opportunities. Okay. All right, 323. I'm still doing pretty well. So you see all these great opportunities that happened in here, right? Again and again and again. All these great opportunities that happened. You know, we had a pretty good day today, especially on the NQ. We were up 192 ticks today on the NQ. I took 4 trades and they were all 48 tick wins. I think. Something like that. Something like that. It's 48 times 4, is that right? 48 times 4. Yeah, I did. 192. I took 4 trades and they were all 48 tick wins. Actually, I took more than 4. I took actually 5 trades. I had some break-even trades in there too, I guess. All right, so you all know this. I think pretty much everybody in here understands this, and you see all this, and you know all this. You know how to use all this and turn this all on and all that. And this is all being recorded, by the way, so you'll be able to go back and watch it after the fact if you want to. But now I created something new that I haven't distributed yet. All right. But you guys may remember last week when I brought up this page and I had a table on this page. It looked a lot different last week. But basically what it was doing, it's for options. Okay? And I created it now, so those things that you just saw pop up a few minutes ago, if I refresh this page, you'll see all the ones that just popped up in the bottom corner over here a few minutes ago. I haven't refreshed this page, but oops, it's this one over here. When I refresh the page, all those things will be down here. And what they suggest is, when it loads up, you'll see, here they are, all the things. Oops. Oh, I might have maxed it out. But they'll all go down here at the bottom. They all end up in this table right here in this spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet, that reads everything from the spreadsheet. When something new goes into the spreadsheet, it gets, it gets put into this table. If you refresh it, this table reads from that spreadsheet. So there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. Okay, one is because for the ETFs and for the equities, if you wanted to trade options on them, then it gives you a great entry point with an initial target. And if you have the type of option that you should be looking for, a call or a put, you have the entry point and the target that you should get. Then you can go out to, I should have done this earlier. Hang on a second. Let me see if I got it on this other monitor over here. You can go out to, is this it? This is it, but I gotta log in first. Okay, so this was like, let me continue on that. And hang on. This did not happen earlier today. All right, well anyway, I had it so all you have to do is put in the delta and put in what it costs you and put in the strike price, and it'll calculate where that should go and what your gain should be and what your total gain should be, what your percent gain should be, and the dollar gain should be. And if this does not come up to 25% or greater, then then you don't want to take that. You want to skip that one. All right, and that's all based upon, I don't know why this isn't working right now. This was working all day and suddenly. This is E-Trade. E-Trade has a really good options. Greeks thing, but right now it's not letting me log on for some reason. Okay. Blah blah blah. Let's go here. I'll go to options and I'll bring it over. I think I'm gonna be able to get to it right now. Nope, it is giving me a hard time. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, anyway, I can go to another place. I can go to one of my other accounts. But anyway, basically what it's going to give you is all the information that you need to determine whether you should take that trade or not. So when you get this indication, it'll give you the current price and a price target. And you will have information. And I can't believe this is not working right now. This always happens. Something like this has to happen. Let me try it again. Let me go here and see if it's down at the bottom. It's not. Alright, well anyway. It'll give you all the information to know whether you should take the trade or not. And I actually have it inside here. It highlights it if it's greater than 25%. So, if we had like a buy, you would be looking for a call option. Alright, and so the criteria for the call option, if we were to take all of these formulas from here to here and copy those and stick them down here, there. And now, whatever this is for the call option right here, whatever it was for the meta reversal buy, 93.46. So you'd be looking for a strike price around 93, or probably 94, something like that, right? And you put in your strike price right here. You put in your strike price over here. It'd be 594. And then in here you would enter in the premium, what it costs you to buy the option, what the delta is, and it would calculate all the rest of this stuff for you. All right. Now I don't know exactly what that is right now, but if you look at the meta reversal sell right here, the put right here. Let me get the put information up here. I'm going to automate a lot of this, so you won't have to do this, but let's calculate the put stuff for the one that just came out here, this meta reversal sell that triggered a few minutes ago. Okay, and I will go and get the data for that meta reversal sell. You guys just bear with me, okay? Hang on. Is there an explanation for the ribbon in the videos? In this video there will be. I didn't create anything for that yet, Mark. You should have this TV Trades website open at all times. You can, once I get it done, Wayne, once I get it done, you can have it open, and all you have to do is refresh it and see if something triggers. I mean, that's what I was, one of the things I'm getting to is that you can do it with, you can have like chartless trading, really. With the option stuff, you can do it without actually having charts, is where I'm going with this. It's going to take me a little while to get there, but that's where I'm going with this. You'll be able to just, I will have a members only access to a web page like this one, to a table like this, and it would give, when the opportunities come up, it'll give the symbol, the time it came up. You get to pick the strike price and the rest of that stuff. You'll be able to pick the rest of that stuff to enter it in on your own. I'll give you access, I'll give you your own spreadsheet that you can use. I'll give you access to a spreadsheet that you can use, that you can enter in the information to determine if it's suitable for you. But for right now, I was going to do this last meta one that we had. I think it was a meta one at the bottom of the spreadsheet. It was this meta one down here. So it said put right here, 594.18 with a target of 592.8. Now this was at 326. Now I don't know if it's already moved from that. So let's just look at meta and see. META. And it was at, it looks like it's probably already moved from that, right? It was right here. 592 is where it triggered, somewhere in here. Let's go look at it again. It was this one right here. So it triggered 594.18 is where it triggered. It said to sell 594.18 or buy puts at 594.18 with a 592.8 target to begin with. All right, and that was at 1526, so at 3:30. At 3:30, right in here, 328, right in here. It said 594.18. You know what? I'll just put the thing on here. This is it right here. So this is where it was right here. This is where it said to do it. Right here it said to buy puts right there, and to expect it to get down to here, I think is what it was saying. All right. So if you bought puts right there, the puts would have been cheap because it was running up at the time. So the puts would have been cheap right here. You could buy them there, and you would have had a good gain from here to here. You would have had a good gain right there. But this is another tool. Now, this is not the right time frame for it, though. I think it was on a 50 range. All right, let's go back and look at that again. The meta alert. It's in here. In here. Meta is on. This meta is on a 25 range. So okay, so it's even smaller than this one. Okay, so I did a bunch of these just so I would have some results in the table today because, as I said, I just finished that today. But it would have been right up here. This is what it was, 15. This is what it was, and it was looking to get down to this level right here. But it got down to this one, and from there to there is a good amount of change in the option. Now, I wish I could show you what it is right now, but I can't because I can't get my thing to work out. But that is the idea. So at some point, I am going to have a page that you guys who are subscribers will have access to, and you'll be able to come in here and see. All you have to do is come in here and refresh the page and see if there's anything new. And if there's anything new, you'll be able to see, and you'll see where the trigger was, when the trigger was, where the trigger was, what you should look for, puts, calls. If you want to do that, you don't even have to actually look at this. You can look at when the trigger was and what the trigger was, and see where the target was. And if you want to actually trade meta, you could do that as well. You could actually sell meta or buy meta. If you're looking at calls, most of the time you're going to be doing stocks. You're going to be looking for buys, and be looking to buy it like 93, and be looking for it to get up to 9, to make a buck. In that case, and you will also have access to all this stuff on your own charts if you want to have it on your own charts. But my idea is to make it so you'll be able to just come to this web page, have a members only web page that you can get into, and and you have access to just go through this table, anytime during the day, and see if there's anything new. And if there's anything new, you can take action if you want. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's where I wanted to go with this over time. So right now, getting the option date, I got to redo the trigger date is what this is, and the strike price, that's going to be up to you based upon the time and how much time you want to look at. So all that kind of stuff is going to be up to you. But what I will do is make a table available to you so you can enter that data in based on the information that's in here. And if you want to trade stocks, and options on ETFs or whatever, I'll have a good assortment of stocks in here that will have triggers, throughout various times during the day. And you'll know if you want to have your own charts. That's if you don't have the charts. If you have the charts, you can have everything trigger and tell you right here on the chart. You don't have to go there and look for it. But that is a way to get it. If you don't have access to charts, if you're working somewhere and you can't get the charts, you can just go to your phone and look at that right on your phone. This table here, this Zax thing, is pretty slick on the phone too. You just look at it and see if there's anything new, and that kind of thing you can do right on your phone. That's where I wanted to go with all this. That's in the future, maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I should have this in some sort of state where I'll have a read-only web page that you guys will be able to access. That I have to change the password on every week or something like that, and you guys will be able to get in there and access it if you want to. And if you had something that you wanted me to follow in here, to some degree, I can take requests. If you have something that trades options and you want to be notified, when it has an opportunity based upon the stuff that we use to create the opportunities, then of course you just got to let me know, and I can create an alert for it. But the alert for this is a lot different than all the other alerts. When you create the other alerts, you have to go in here and you have to choose, like, if you choose the TV Traders range trigger, then you have to choose crossing. If you're going to choose crossing down below or crossing up above down here, or if you choose the sniper, then you have to choose which one you want to do: the sniper long, next up close, or down close, aggressive shorts, and short longs, and stuff like that. All the alerts in here, for those of you guys who don't know, all the alerts in here are there to let you know ahead of time and when when the trade actually triggers. They're here to let you know ahead of time before the trade, and to let you know when the trade does actually trigger. Like sniper long, next up close, sniper short, next down close. That is based upon this guy right here. Okay, you get one of these before you actually get a trade. It's not those trades, it's the sniper trade. You get one of these before you actually get a trade that says get ready for a long trade. Alright, it's saying the next up close is probably going to be a trigger. The next up close is probably going to be a trigger. The next up close, probably a trigger. And over here it's saying the next down close, probably a trigger. The next down close, probably a trigger. That's what it's saying. Okay, that's what those yellow ones are there saying. Letting you know ahead of time, and you can set an alert on those yellow ones so you know ahead of time that the trade is coming. Okay. These things here, they don't happen that often. I mean, you see a bunch of them happening here, but that's because I made these pretty small time frames. Alright, I made them pretty small time frames just so I'd have some examples to show you in here, because I did just finish this. You can see up here when I got it finally working here at 13:34. So at 1:34 today, I got it I got it displaying pretty much the information that I wanted it to display, how I wanted it to display. So all of this stuff is triggered since then, but it's mostly the same couple of things because I put them on really small time frames. But the reason why Wayne just said, we have to be quick, you need an alert. You don't really need that, okay? But you can, this is also that it's there for you wherever you are. You can have this alert sent to you on your phone to let you know that you got something coming up. With this one here, the reversal trades, I don't have anything created for that yet. As far as the only alert that I have is this one that gives you all this. All right, but I don't have a warning alert created for that. I suppose there is a way I could create a warning alert for that. There is a way that I can create a warning alert for that, but I haven't gotten to it yet because I was still trying to get everything done that I want to get done here. Let me write that down. Warning alert for that. Or a notice alert. Notice alert. I'm going to do that because Jada, she doesn't like the word warning. Okay. But that is what I really wanted to. I wanted to show you that because that was the meat of what I wanted to get to. This is gonna be great. I mean, this is on a small time frame here, but if you put it on the larger time frame, this is like $1. And every stock is gonna have some time frame that's gonna work best. But if you do it on $1 instead of that small time frame there, in here now, Wayne, in here when you see it in here, it's gonna be hang on, Chris, you made it. Okay, well, when you see it in here, it gives you a lot more time to react, right? You get this, and you would get the notification over here, and the notification would go onto the web page over here. When that happens, it's gonna put a line over here. It's gonna put it's gonna put another row on this. And if you have it set up to give yourself an alert when it happens, it can send you a message on your phone. It sends them to me on my phone. I get the same alert that you see popping up over here in the corner. I'm getting on my phone too. I'll show you what that looks like. Here, let me see if I can do this. Hang on. I have a whole bunch of them, so I gotta find the right one. That is not it. That is not it. That is not it. That is not it. I get all these ones from Tesla in here right now. Okay, well, anyway, when I get the next one, I'll show you. But when they pop up on my phone, you can have it notify you ahead of time. And because it's an option, it's going to take time for this to move from here. Like this happened at 15:06, and while the big move, it actually moved pretty quick. It took 20 minutes, but when you're talking about buying options, you get notified here. And I can create something that lets you know ahead of time that it's going to happen. I haven't distributed this yet. I think what I might do is just make it part of everything else. Okay, make it part of maybe the sniper or something like that. Build it into something else. Because if I make it a separate thing, then I have to go in and give separate permissions to everybody. And that's kind of a pain in the neck for me. But where I see this going in the future, though, in the near future, like in the next month, is it'll trigger something here, and you'll have read access to a web page like this, and it'll show you down here where it triggered, and you just have to refresh this. And when you refresh it, it'll refresh it on the page. It's not. This table is limited. I bought the license to make a huge table here, but I didn't actually apply it yet. So I'm limited to 15 rows, I think. That's what I have in this one. But you can see it sticks it into this in here. And you say it's only showing the first 15 on that. But when it does trigger something new, it'll put it at the bottom here, and that'll show up in that table. And and the whole idea is to get you the opportunity to get into a trade, or to see that there is a trade opportunity ahead of time. You don't even have to. You can do this. They can do this. The NQ just gave a reversal buy here. Right, the NQ said to buy 25.52 and look for 577.75. So if we go look at the NQ, I don't know what time frame that's on, but we can go look at the NQ, and I think we're looking at the 31 range, right? And it said, when was that one? When did that come out? They came out at 15:36.41. It said buy 552, 15:36.41. Oops, 15:36.41, and it was the NQ. 15:36.41. So it was right here. It said to buy right here. Bam. And it gave you this right here as your target. You see that? Went from there right to there. That's what it did for you. Can I explain how you use the new lines, the pivot points in trading? Yes. Yes. I will give you that right now. And this too, Mark, all at once, okay? I want to answer your questions right now all at once. Because you asked about this. To turn this on, it's inside the sniper. I'm going to probably put it inside the regular TV trades too. But to turn it on inside the sniper, you have to go in here into inputs and change this right here. Okay. Now I'm going to put that on, and I'll change this so we keep the background color. Okay. Now, if I shut off the rev, so right now you don't have any ribbon in there to work with, but you have the background color to work with. Now the background color is just as good as the ribbon. If you have red in the background and you're putting in lower swings, then you can keep trading on the pulls out of the overbought, the oversold. All right. But if you want to see some things like the ribbon, if you want to see that, you can add it just by making this a 777. Right here, the snipe filter inside the range sniper. Make that a 777, and that'll add that ribbon on there for you if you want to have it on there. Now, when the black is on the bottom is when you want to be thinking short. When the white is on the top is when you want to be thinking long. And when it's mixed up, you don't want to trade. Remember, these yellow arrows happen before the actual trade. You get a yellow arrow before the trade triggers. You get a yellow arrow before the trade triggers. Yellow arrow before the trade triggers. And this one here, you didn't get a trade. But that's the idea behind the yellow arrow. It's to let you know ahead of time that you have a trade coming up. So pay attention. Okay. All right, Mark. That's how you use that. Now, if we take that off and let's just go here with the pivot points. Okay, it's the prior swing high and prior swing low. Now I have them as dots. You can have them as lines if you want. If you want to have them as lines, you can do it as lines. And basically, when you get into a trade, like you get into a shorting opportunity right here, the minimum that you expect to do is get here. All right, that's the minimum. If you get into a long opportunity, like right here, the minimum that you expect to do is get up to there. A short here, the minimum that you expect is to get down here. That's what that was showing you. It was showing you where the prior swing high and prior swing low is. All right, and the reason that's coming into play right now, I mean, you can use it if you want to. You don't have to. I like to have it be the dots though. You can change the size of the dots and all that, the little circles. You can change them if they're too big and they're too obtrusive. You can make them smaller. I have it set to 2 by default, but you can make them set to 1. Then they're pretty small and you can't really see them all that well. But it's up to you. Okay? It's up to you if you want to do it that way. Let me just see. So, yeah, so that's all that kind of stuff, and that's how you would use that. You would use that as a target, all right, an initial target. If you got a trade set up going in that direction, you use that as an initial target. Now I'm showing it here on the NQ31 range, but it's also, designed for. I use that in my everyday trading all the time, and any of you guys that have seen me trade, you know that I use the prior swing high and prior swing low all the time. In every single trade that I take, I use that over and over, and it's part of the diamond principle and all that we reviewed in here in the past. But when you're talking about other things, like let's go back to meta. Alright, when you're talking about other things like this, and meta on the 31 range is pretty small, but let's go to a 50 range. Okay, so it's 50 cents per bar. Now in here, when you get an opportunity to go long or go short, from here down to here is the minimum that you're expecting. And you should actually be expecting twice that much. Alright, that's the diamond principle, be twice that much. Once it goes through it, you should expect it to double it. See, right here, the same thing. Once it goes through it, you should expect it to double it. Over here, once it goes through it, double it. Over here, once it goes through it, double it. That's basically the way the diamond principle works. And that was a pretty quick summary of it, but yeah. So in the future, in the pretty near future, I see having a members only page that has this information put out on it. When this is more for options for buying and selling puts and calls and all that stuff, to give you the entry point, the time, the entry point, and what to expect out of it. Now, what to expect out of it is based upon whatever time frame I have that on that it's generating that from, and it's looking at the prior swing high or low, just so you understand. Like the meta stuff, when we had that last one. Well, let me go look at the last one. The last one on meta reversal buy was right here at 1544. It was, now we're just going right here at 1550. That's saying buy 592, and expect it to get, well, it's only going a buck is what it's saying, 592 up to 592.83. All right, now that was meta, and it wasn't this time frame that it was on, I don't think, was it? Meta, it's on a 25 range. I guess it was on this time frame. And it was suggesting from this time frame, not that, this was suggesting from this time frame that it's going to move up. And you would expect it to get up to this level right here, is what it was suggesting. It was suggesting buy right here and expect it to get to here. Now, it's in a downtrend right here. So, but these are reversal signals. All right, these are reversal signals. So they're going to happen at the tops and bottoms. You know, against the trend. They're all counter trend trades. Every one of them is going to be a counter trend trade. Okay, so you know, on that one there, I want to say, well, you're in a downtrend here. Well, yeah, you're always going to be in a downtrend when you get a long trade. That's the way they work. All right, if it pulls through it too far, like down to here, then it's not going to work. So, you know, get out of whatever you're in, and and go the other way. Or don't go the other way. I'm just kidding. Wait for the next signal. But you can see this was designed to be tops and bottoms. It's not designed to happen in the middle of a trend. It's designed to happen at the beginning of the trend, at the very beginning of a trend. You know, at the very beginning of a trend change is where it's designed to happen. Okay, it's not designed to happen in the middle of a trend. All the other stuff is with the trend. All right, so you see that one didn't work out at all, but this one right here is making up for it. And so this one, it just gave the signal right there a second ago. I don't know what it said to use for a target, but if you go in here, it said the target is 591.97. And if you go back here, it's already gotten to it right there. 591.97 was the target, and it just went through it. You see, that is what it's all about. And in the members only page, it would really be related to the black arrows that nobody has access to yet. All right. And I haven't built in a thing yet that lets you know ahead of time that a black arrow is coming, but I know how to do it. It's similar to the yellow arrows. You know, it's not the same as the yellow arrows, but the yellow arrows will, the yellow arrows that are in the sniper here, they're going to be pretty close to what the black arrows, but these yellow arrows let you know when you have a trade coming that's with the trend. These will let you know when you have a trade coming that's against the trend. Okay, so you're going to have to be careful not to mix all that up. But remember, the black arrows are counter trend trades. They are like right here. This is a strong move up right here, and it's saying to go short. It's kind of hard to swallow that. But, and again, I'm doing it on a 25 range. There is, you know, depending on the range, the average range of the bar every day, there are different levels that are going to work out better during the day. You know, larger time frames. I was doing it on a small time frame like that, just so I would have examples and I'd be able to show you how it works and why it works and what to expect out of it and all that. Okay. So yeah, it's now 3:53. Right, so I ended up talking through the whole thing, but I think I got through everything that I wanted to get through. We did have one hang up here, and I still haven't gotten the E-Trade thing. Let me see if I can get the E-Trade thing to work properly. It's not doing it properly. Let me try this. We'll go to chain. Here it is. I got it working. Okay, so like right here, right now for meta, we'll do meta. M-E-T-A, meta. Okay, and I want to go to the Greeks. Hang on. Come on, and I want to go to the Greeks. Here they are. Okay, and well, let's look at, go on that. This is suggesting a short, right? And what did it say? What did it say? It's not on the table, but if we go in here, it'll have it on the table down here. All right, 592.83 down to 590.76. So we had a 591 puts, or just say a 590 put. Okay, here is the detail on a 590 put. Trying to bring this over so you can see it without too much other information. Here, I'll do it this way. Where'd that come up? Here it is. This is what I was trying to load up earlier, but I couldn't get loaded. Okay, that's not really going to give you the headers, but this is the information right here, and the delta is the first one right here. So the 590 puts, if we're looking at the 590s, where are they? These are the 590s. I'm sorry, these are the 590s and the dates for the 590s. So the delta is minus 44.8, or 44.8 is what you would put in. They're 137, right? No, what is the 137? The implied volatility is 137. Okay, so the cost of them is 2187. So if I put that into the table over here, this was the put stuff. Let me do this. Copy and paste. And in here, this column is what it costs, I believe, right? The premium, yeah, that's what it costs. And so the cost is 21.87. The delta is 0.448. Okay, and given the information that it gave you right here, this information right here, it says this should make 83%. If it gets to the prior swing high or low, the option should make 83%. All right, it's going to cost you $2,187, but at the end you'll have $3,614. That's what it says. All right, that's the information that's given you. So all you have to do, really, is enter in the option price and enter in the delta. You know, you have all this other information it calculates for you. So this particular option right here, if this does go, and it did, I think, yeah, this was it right here, right? Yeah, this was it right here. So the option price at the time was 2187, and if I refresh it now, I'm sorry, it probably wasn't 21. It probably wasn't 2187 at the time. Would I say 2137 or something like that? And what I type in there, it was on this one. 2187 is what I typed in, but I think 2187 was after the move. This is actually this might even be delayed. But that's how it works. Let me explain that to you. Okay, let me go a little slower and explain that to you. What this means, this 44.8 is for each dollar that the price moves, the option value should increase $44.8, or 448. It's going to move it over $44.80. For each dollar that the price moves, the option is going to increase $44.80. Okay, and this is a percentage of increase. So from this, if it did this move, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, I entered it all in the wrong place. Okay, well that's why that's such a big move. All right, well let's enter all this stuff down here in the right place. That's why it looks so big. Okay, so then that wouldn't be a good move. But this would have been a good move. I'll just explain it to you anyway, even though it's not the right thing. 2187. It's saying that if it moves $1 in price, it's going to move $44.80. $44.80. All right, that's what it's suggesting. But I'll have to finish the table. It's not complete yet. As I said, I just finished part of it this afternoon at 1:30. But all you have to enter in would be what it costs you and what the delta is, and it's going to figure out the rest. It's figuring everything. It's got one expiration day. Right? It's got like the next day expiration. I think that's what I chose on this, right? That's what it's figuring. Next day expiration, and it'll figure out the percentage and if it's worth doing or not. And that's, you know, if it's worth doing, it highlights it. If it's 25% or more, it highlights it. Okay. But that's the idea. Now I told you I've been working on this, you know, all week. I've been working on this, and I just got, you know, you can see in here when it started working right here at 134. The right numbers started to come in at 134. This one here came in too, but that wasn't. See, it's a different. Actually, yeah, I just sort of got it working there, but I didn't have it right. But anyway, that is what I'm I'm excited about this because it's gonna be awesome once I get it going exactly right. It's gonna be something really simple and really easy for you guys to do. And if you don't even have to trade options if you want to. Like this one right here just said an NQ reversal sell at 4 o'clock. It says sell here 546. Expected to drop down 20 points, 25 points, down to 521. See, if you had an alert telling you that, then you don't even have to look at your charts, right? And if you go to the NQ, and go to the NQ, and we'll go to the Z contract, and we'll put it on the 31 range, which is where that came from, and it said to look for the sell, and it was right at 1600, so it said to sell up here at 544, I think, right? If I put this on, no, this isn't. Well, I got to see where that triggered. It was a 25 range is what it triggered from. The NQ triggered from a 25 range. It wasn't the sniper that triggered it, though. It was something else that triggered it. I don't know. I have to go see. But whatever it was, it said to sell. Oops, not there. This one over here. Sorry, guys. It said to sell. Oh, it just gave you another one. It was this one right here that said sell 546. At 1600.03 said sell 546. At 1600.03. 1600.03. So it would be right in here. Right in here. It said to sell. It was right there. This one right here. This is what it was. It said to sell this one and look for it to get down to here, which it did. And then it said to buy this one and look for it to get up to here, which it did. And then it said to sell this one, looking for it to get down to here, which it hasn't done yet. But you see, it's giving you all the information that you need, whether you want to trade options on it, with it, or whether you want to trade, you could trade the stock yourself if you want to trade the stock. You go out and buy, like I have Intel as one of them too. Intel's just not triggering anything, I think. Don't I have Intel in here? I thought it did. Sophie's a pretty cheap stock right here. Now that hasn't triggered anything yet since I created this alert. But you can see right here, this just gave us an alert, and it probably said to look for this target down here. I'm pretty sure. We can go see what is the target on this. This would be 537.50 with an entry at 582 down to 537. And if we go look in here, an entry at 582 down to 537, 538. So see, it's giving you all the information in here as well, and all that will be visible right here on this page. Right now, I know it's not showing it right now. If I refresh the page, there's some of it. And some, but it will be visible here as well. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to show you. I was pretty excited about all this, and I'm running out of time. I ran out of time, but I wanted to show you all this stuff because it's going to be some pretty cool stuff that's going to be coming your way in the future, and I'm hoping to get it done, as much as I can. But it works great with everything. It's not just futures, and this is, if you go to a larger time frame, it's, it works great with the larger time frames. And everything that we normally do, everything that I've always done has been with the trend. But when I was creating things, I found this one thing. I found this one instance, this one thing, this one mathematical thing. And this is kind of a weird mathematical thing that I created to make this happen. I was looking for another result, and this is the result that I came up with. And I was like, dang. That is really good. When I was creating things, I was looking for one thing and I found another. How do you get the colored ribbon? Yeah, there you are. You're in here. You got in late. All you have to do is go to your sniper. You got to put a new sniper on. Just go into your sniper. Go in here to indicators and put a new sniper on. All right, just go TV trades, range, trigger, sniper. Click on that. It's the same way it was before. Same thing, just do 777 on the filter. Okay. And you want the white to be on top and the black to be on bottom when you're trading in those directions. Okay. Alright. Alright. Told you I had a lot of stuff I wanted to cover. And I still, next meeting I'll have more stuff, but the idea behind this was expectations and results, where you get to see it happen, you're expecting it to get to here, and then you see it actually get there, We were able to see that a couple times today in this meeting. We were able to see that actually happen and all that. So, all right, Shab, I figured you were somewhere, but I recorded the whole thing, so you'll be able to watch it all after the fact. All right. So again, if you haven't taken a free trial, take the free trial. I think everybody in here has taken a free trial. As a matter of fact, I think everybody in here is already joined for the most part. But if you haven't taken the free trial, let me show you how to do that. You can go to targetviewtrades.com, or you can go to tvtrades.com, tv-trades.com, either one of those. You can go there and just hit that thing, and it's going to bring you down here, and you fill it out down here. All right, there's a 3-day free trial. You can do the $25 a week one if you just want to get in and taste it. You can do a monthly one if you think it's going to be good and you really want to spend some time with it. You can do the annual one if you know that it's good and you want to just get the best discount. That is up to you. You can jump around on those. If you have the weekly, you can go to the monthly. If you have the monthly, you can go to the annual. If you have the weekly, you can go to the annual. You can't really go backwards, but you can go forwards. Okay. But that's how you take the trial. tv-trades.com trial. This other stuff is on the Zax page. If you just go to Zax, and you want to watch me while I'm creating things, you want to see the stuff that I do in the middle of all the creation, before it gets out to you guys, you can go to the Zax page and just watch it there at tvtrades.com/Zax, and you'll see as I develop things, you'll see them change in here. Because last week this was totally different, if you guys remember, right? All right, that is it, guys. With that, I am going to wrap this meeting up, and I will see you all in the next session. If anybody needs to get a hold of me, you all know how to get a hold of me. All right, and that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all for coming today. Thanks for the questions. Oh, wait, there were 2 more questions. Okay, no, you're saying thanks. Okay, good. Thanks for the questions, and I hopefully will have this more together next week. I haven't named next week's session yet, so I'll figure it out. But anyway, thank you all for coming, and I will see you all soon. All right?